Hi everyone, welcome to Leaders Virtual 2021. I'm Berta Alexander, your IIDA Northern California president.
And I'm Sasha Wagner, the president of the International Interior Design Association.
We're here today to kick off the Leaders Breakfast Virtual 2021, right, Sasha?
Yeah, and it's a completely different event this year, right? Not only is it virtual, but what a different place and time we're in right now.
I don't even think it's a breakfast. I don't even know what time it is.
So there you go. But it couldn't be more different in terms of where we are this year compared to a year or even 2 years ago.
And unimaginable how different it is.
I think our entire industry has undergone a sea change. And then as individuals, I think we've been transformed through the experience of the last 18 months. I think it's been really challenging for a lot of people. The isolation, the challenges related to working from home, or just dealing with the threat of the virus. I think we've really come together as a community, though, and that's been really inspirational to me to see how our IIDA community has played a big role in that, and that's kind of what we're here to talk about today.
Well, here we are. Yeah, thanks for the tea, Sasha.
Yeah, sure.
I thought you were going to answer the door in your sweatpants and slippers.
Working from home has its limits.
With all the conversations that we've had, it just didn't feel quite right to award an individual designer of excellence award that we typically do, and it really felt like we should celebrate this amazing community that we have here in Northern California, and some really incredible stories of projects and efforts, large and small, that members of our community have done in this last year and a half.
Ultimately, we were all working through this together as an industry and as a profession, and we ended up moving the ball forward, and that's really what's important in the end, is that we get to a better place.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that the pandemic has shown us, or exposed, I should say, is our humanity and how fragile that is. And I think we've all responded in different ways to how to bolster that and how to bring that forward. In my 30-year career, I've never seen so many designers, like I said, step outside of the bottom line, their client, their project, and address issues beyond. And they all come back to people and planet and how we can become more resilient and foster the community that we absolutely are realizing that we need. We need these strong bonds to survive, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting how, design at its core is about the human experience, right? And scale that up now to an industry-wide effort, we can achieve some really powerful things together. And I think that in some ways it's a really great time to be a designer, because you have the focus and attention of our clients in ways we didn't have before. They have sort of started to care more, in a way, about what is their employee experience, what are the amenities that are offered, how is their mental health being addressed, how is the workplace supporting physical well-being, how is it inclusive. In a way, there's never been a better moment to have a conversation about what design means and how design can impact the human experience than right now.
We're designers. That's what we do. We solve problems. And you got to ask the right questions to solve the right problems, and I think we've been queued up perfectly to do that. Our program today, we're going to ask this question of a few members: what is design excellence in a time of crisis? You're going to hear a story about a collaboration and on a great level, and I think that's happening too. We're setting aside our egos, we're working together, and I think the one thing I really want to come out of all of this is that whatever we can call them habits, we can call them new ways of working, new ways of looking at things, new ways of doing things, that we continue forward versus just following into our own old patterns and our old routines, right?
We're talking about going back to the workplace more often now, but certainly I don't think anyone is thinking about returning to the world as it was, pre-2020.
Right.
We've changed in so many fundamental ways that we really need to look at carving a new future for ourselves, and that's both exciting and a little bit daunting, right? We have a lot of responsibility, and I think as designers, a unique perspective and unique abilities to help solve problems that we've never had to solve before. So we're going to need each other to get through it. So all the reason to celebrate our great community as it's come together to face some of these challenges.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Graham. You know, when I think about what design excellence means to me in a time of crisis, I go back to the first couple of days right after we went into the shelter in place. And I thought, okay, who's gonna need what I can offer? And what I could offer was my experience. And I thought, students, young design professionals. So I reached out to friends of mine and got involved with a number of different universities and ended up mentoring students from afar, got involved in some thesis projects as an advisor, and I really enjoyed that, and I felt like maybe in some small way I made a difference.
Hello, my name is Alejandro Montoya and I am CCA's IIDA current president. I am here to answer the question of design excellence in a time of crisis. I believe that the pandemic really taught us that community was really something we really needed to work on. So our campus center started focusing on creating mentorship and skillship sessions with students. We also never really did this as like a teacher to student. It was more like a peer thing. It was trying to create a sense of community, embracing the students and hearing them out with their problems, getting to know them. And it wasn't just answering to an emergency. It was more like we're here for each other. We're here regardless of what happens, and we're a community. And I think that was our main goal, to make sure that students felt heard and that they felt supported throughout this whole pandemic that really affected everyone in very different ways. And that's what was important to us. So I think that empathy and understanding and community were our guide for everything we were doing and the decisions we were taking. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Dave Bryant, and I'm one of the co-founders of Heirloom Design. Sustainability is a really big word, and it means lots of things to everyone. For the furniture industry, sustainability has meant more thoughtful materials and materiality and better manufacturing processes. But with over 12 million tons of furniture still going into the landfill every year, more needs to be done. And that's why we created Heirloom Design, an industry-inclusive company that is redefining sustainability for the built environment by partnering with furniture makers and manufacturers, designers, furniture service providers, no matter their affiliation, and end users all across the country to tell stories that create long-term relationships between people and design. Because when people can see who made their furniture, the stories of those pieces, where those pieces have been, and who's come in contact with them throughout their journey, we create deeper connections with the physical items we come in contact with, and shift our industry's focus away from ownership to one of stewardship. The luxury watchmaker Patek Philippe has a marketing slogan that says, "You never really own a Patek Philippe. You're just taking care of it for the next generation." We couldn't agree more, especially for our industry. Sustainability takes a community that sets competition aside and is committed to our environment for good, together.
My name is Lisa Chumley, and I'm a principal in Gensler's San Francisco office. I'm also an architect by training. Along with Hao Co, I'm also the co-director of our Regional Race and Diversity Committee. Design excellence in the time of crisis has been about reconsideration and imagining alternate futures. Design is always already about the future and the possible, and the crisis has added different focus and intention to the futures that we can imagine.
Hi, I'm Brian Buell. The notion of achieving design excellence, whether we're in a time of crisis or not, in the case of charity, is about bringing the Bay Area design community and creatives alike together to work through phases of ideation and discovery to create really an incredible, tangible result that supports the nonprofit community. A Part Put Together was our theme in 2021. Funny thing was, we were even thinking about having charity or potentially even not. But man, were we lucky we did. The collaborations and co-design that we saw was truly remarkable. We raised upwards of $100,000 for the nonprofit organizations that we supported. And we're so lucky to have your support in the endeavors ahead. Thank you for being a part of charity, and thank you, IIDA.
Hello, my name is Lisa Way. I am the VP of Philanthropy for IIDA's Northern California chapter and a principal at the architecture and design studio Shelterwork. Design excellence is about community. Last year, many of us came together to donate time and materials to build outdoor parklets for small businesses in Oakland. The parklets have been a lifeline to keep their operations afloat. I'd like to take this time to recognize these partners and their involvement in keeping Oakland's energy and social fabric alive. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bertie Viterbo, and I'm a studio director at Gensler. I would like to recognize and celebrate an amazing not-for-profit organization that has been helping the homeless and the mental health crisis in San Francisco even before the global pandemic of 2020, PRC. PRC's mission is to help people affected by HIV/AIDS, substance abuse, or mental health issues better realize opportunities by providing integrated legal, social, and health services that address a broad range of social risk factors that impact wellness and limit their potential. Gensler collaborated with Revel Architecture to design their new community hub in the Soma district of San Francisco. We could not have done it without our amazing partners, Office Morph, CCI Construction, CRI, Banks Lando Lighting, and so many vendors who had donated or heavily discounted their products to make this project a reality. This is a great story of the generosity of our San Francisco design community coming together to elevate the mission of this very critical organization. We just all came out of a very difficult year. It's been times like these that we need to reflect on what we do have and help uplift those around us who need it the most.
More than individual achievement, the last year plus has been about communal effort in unprecedented times of challenge. Our Northern California design community responded with creativity and compassion. You lifted each other up. You all adapted to find new ways to get work done. Designers selected finishes on their porch and presented them to clients on video. Manufacturers and vendors shared product options with designers in the park, 6 feet apart. You connected to each other in new ways, formed new bonds, started online groups, reached out to comfort each other or your neighbors, and you stayed safe. You got involved in your community, and you stood up for social justice on the streets and in your firms. In short, you focused on what was truly important. And through all this, we actually came out changed for the better. Yes, we learned how to design for virus mitigation, but more importantly, we shared our new knowledge freely in the hopes of lifting all boats. And not despite of these challenges, but perhaps because of them, our industry members, designers, and our clients are now more focused on the power of design to affect wellness, mental health, the planet, and a more inclusive built environment. This is a testament to what we can overcome and achieve as a community, together. As your IIDA president and as a proud member of the Northern California chapter, I'm honored to accept this Herman Miller stool, not as an award for an individual, but for the Northern California chapter of IIDA and our entire design community. This is your award. It's an acknowledgement of your effort, your community spirit, and your perseverance. And as a symbol of the strength of our community, this red Eames stool will have a permanent home here at the Positive Resource Center. And now to help present the award and to illuminate what PRC is all about, here are Darius Sabrickas from Herman Miller and PRC CEO, Brett Andrews.
Good morning, friends. One of the categories of our annual honor awards is the Longview Award. This is for projects that design with the future in mind and with the sensitivity to the precious resources of our planet. So this year we were especially excited to give this award to PRC. In addition to the brilliant design collaboration between Gensler and Rebel, we wanted to honor the work that PRC has done in saving and nurturing what may be our most important resource of all, namely the people. Since 1987, PRC has been transforming the Bay Area, helping those affected by HIV/AIDS, substance abuse, or mental health issues realize their best selves by providing the support and services they need to reclaim their lives. It is with great pride that Herman Miller presents this year's special edition Eaton Stool to PRC. Thank you for all you continue to do for reminding us all that nobody is just a nobody and everyone deserves a chance for a worthwhile life, regardless of where they start. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. This award is so incredibly meaningful to me and to PRC because it punctuates all of the labor of love that went into our integrated service center. It's often said that it takes a village, and I say it takes a village to care for a village, particularly those who are vulnerable in our community. So on behalf of our board and our staff, and certainly over the 5,000 clients that we see in the year, we accept this award in the great and generous spirit that it's given. Thank you.
Thank you, and please accept our detailed drawing.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure. Thank you.
I really hope that these stories that you've just heard have inspired you as they've inspired us. And we're about to go into our breakout rooms, and I really hope that this has provided a spark for your conversation and that you can continue to collaborate and share and think outside the box and make design a force for good. Thank you.